What's up, guys? I'm back with another video, and today, man, we're gonna be checking out Plot Armor, you know what I'm saying? Demon Slayer Season 2, Episode 10, man. What a great episode. This was top notch, bro. This was next level. Ufotable. They came through and they gave us literally movie quality, probably even better than a movie. You know what I'm saying? Animation, bro. This was on a different level. This was crazy, insane. And I want to watch this Plot Armor breakdown because I want to see what he says. You know what I'm saying? This man, godly breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know how I feel about this, man. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching these videos, man. I love y'all so damn much. Thank you all for the support, bro. It means so damn much to me. Y'all are doing insane numbers for the channel, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. Y'all know that this means so gosh damn much to me, bro. But anyways, y'all, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, make sure to hit that sub button, hit those likes, and turn on notification bell so y'all can get notified whenever I drop a video, man. But bro, we got a long ass video. Let's get started.
Oh my goodness, guys. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Season 2 Episode 10 was sensational.
Insane.
This was such a fantastic episode. You guys already know how much I enjoyed Episode 6 of this season.
gosh.
I felt as though that was the best episode of the entire series.
They topped
but
it,
no,
bro.
Episode 10 takes the cake easily. This
Hell yeah.
episode had it all. Everything you could have ever wanted. Everything that we cherish from this series
That's
was
so
present
fact.
and was done up to a 10. Truly a 10 out of 10 episode 10 that
Truly.
did everything right
More than
and
a
then
10,
did
bro.
everything better. So to pick up from the crazy cliffhanger of the previous episode, we have this one where Tanjiro, after being saved by Zenitsu, falls unconscious. And while unconscious, he has a dream. He has a memory-induced dream where his sister Nezuko gets on him for always apologizing. Tanjiro is a very apologetic person, and at that is always looking for someone to blame for the bad. Demon Slayer is a series chock full to the brim with symbolism and messaging. And it absolutely
That's
does
true.
it better than most others out there. Nezuko certainly acknowledges the bad, but also firmly believes that it is very important for you to push forward for your own future, to find your own happiness and decide where your happiness comes from. Whether your past
I
is
love this
bad, whether
anime,
times are hard, at the end of the day, it is up to you to push forward and decide your future. And as she says all this, her hair comes undone and we get to see her transform into her demon visage, and it is very jarring to see a demon Nezuko speak, but here we are. And these words truly resonate with me. As I've said in a previous episode breakdown, I have had some really painful stuff happen in my personal life as of late, but even
crazy,
still, I'm here, I'm fighting, I'm doing more than I ever have, and that's because I care about the future that much. And hopefully you
insane,
guys can find some strength in this and with this story and such. But oh man, the world that Tanjiro awoke to was like hell on earth. The entertainment district is no more. It has been engulfed in flames and is in ruins. And actually in the manga, there weren't any flames. There was no fire. But here in the anime, it definitely makes things come together and look even more crazy. Now, where exactly did all this fire come from? Well, I'd expect that to be the result of Tengen's explosives or the knocking over of lanterns and such. At the very least, it makes sense that there would be these flames and that at this point, considering the time that has elapsed, the time that has passed, they would spread. So already off to a great start, the terrain looks incredible. And you know Studio Ufotable was in their bag as they absolutely made sure to show off this terrain, show us several shots of how crazy things are looking. And we also got something that was not in the manga. We got to see Tanjiro look to Nezuko and thank her, what doubly served as a reminder of her placement here. But then, Gyutaro would appear and this man was maniacal. This man was evil. He felt like the Joker. This was such an incredible display from this character. I mean,
He's
good
crazy,
lord, the
man.
condescension of his words here.
I love his voice actor, bro. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You know what I'm saying? His voice actor is insane, bro. Like, yo, he's fire, bro.
Struck by his presence. Now here, when talking to Tanjiro, he says everyone but you is probably done for. And this is a quintessential example of that demonic hubris. This man did not finish off anyone. He didn't go out of his way to stomp anyone out. He didn't go out of his way to eat anyone. He just decided to watch them all squirm as they died. A most certainly fatal mistake that comes along with being a demon of such high prestige. But now our close-up shots of these various defeats would be different from their manga depictions. Here we have Inosuke bloodied and on the floor after being pierced through the chest, whereas in the manga he was up on a rooftop that he never got off of, the very same locale as where he had been pierced. However, this would imply that he fell off of the roof. And then we have Zenitsu crushed beneath some rubble. In the manga, we got to see the very same thing, however his katana was out in front of him and he was trying to reach out for it. And the state of Tengen looked to be a whole lot more horrendous as there was a whole lot more blood present. And man, Gyutaro's performance does not let up. He just continued to berate Tanjiro and treat him like trash, and the depiction was just phenomenal. I mean, I always liked Gyutaro being a fan of the manga, but this anime adaptation made me love him. And
free,
hell yeah.
and free, and free, and free, free, and free, and free, 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 and free, and free, and free, and free.
That's right. TurboTax Free Edition is free. See details at turbotax.com.
You in position yet?
Working on it.
What's taking so long? I thought you knew this place.
Don't rush me.
We don't have time. I'm going in.
Here's where things deviate from the manga just a bit. Here, Tanjiro would run off with Nezuko's box only to be kicked into a building by Gyutaro and then subsequently throw just random stuff at him. What was ultimately a ploy which included the use of a perfume bag. Whereas in the manga, they did not shift positions at all. Tanjiro never ran, he just scratched away at a perfume bag and continued with the same sequence of events, with the exception that he did not just find a kunai left around, he was actually given one by Hinatsuru. And with that, I must say that I thoroughly prefer the anime depiction here. It makes a lot more sense, it plays upon the desperation of the situation and makes us thoroughly believe that Tanjiro is just running away, which ultimately just ends up feeling like a callback.
That really does make more sense than the manga, you know what I'm saying? Because how could fucking Hinatsuru just walk up like that and give him a kunai without fucking Gyutaro doing something about it, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously he would fucking shit on her, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what happened in the anime makes a lot more sense, to be honest. Yeah.
Back to the very first episode where he tricks Gyu as he throws an axe at him, distracting him by looking as pitiful as he does. Which to me is another very interesting bit of symbolism and a message baked in there that oftentimes the strong, the powerful will look down on the weak and not expect the incredible from them when they are very much capable of doing so. This version of the scene just makes Tanjiro look so clever and I love it. But before we go any further, I do want to touch upon Gyutaro's proposal to Tanjiro, as he presented him with the prospect of becoming a demon, and this is how they do it. This is how it goes. The upper ranked demons are the only ones who can offer Muzan's blood to others and turn them into demons. And generally, this is what these demons do. They prey upon the weakness, the vulnerability of people, the desperation that they have, either to save themselves or to save others. If it is not a case like Nezuko's where a person is forcibly turned into a demon, then it is a case where someone felt a need to preserve their own life, a fear of death. At the core of demonhood is a fear of death. Something that the overwhelming majority of people can relate to whether they realize it or not. As living organisms, we have a natural aversion to our own demise. And so in the consideration of all of that, it is a bit more understandable why Tanjiro is able to—
Bro, look at this wound, bro. This motherfucker damn near cut him in half. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is he still moving?
Pity or find a bit of remorse in the existences of these creatures, where he feels a sadness on their behalf that other demon slayers do not possess at all, which is of course only strengthened by his possession of a demonic sister. But anyways, with Gyutaro having been pierced by this wisteria-laced kunai, on account of his now human-like condition, Tanjiro's infamous headbutt was actually able to ground the fiend momentarily, which Tanjiro followed up by placing his blade on the neck of Gyutaro directly. correctly. And in the manga, this was just a very heavy sword swing. It didn't have any elemental affinity or breathing style associated with it that we could outright see. In the anime, however, Tanjiro opts to use his Hinokami Kagura in this instance, flame breathing. And as we know, this form is very taxing on his body, which to me just further exemplifies the desperation of this character. He needs power right here and right now. He doesn't care what it is going to do to him. He doesn't care how adversely the effects may be in the aftermath. He has to do this. Water breathing simply would not be enough in terms of the caliber to which he is able to deliver it. And speaking of deliverance, I will say it until the end of days. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba has the greatest anime adaptation in the history of anime, as yet again we have another worthwhile change. In the manga, as Tanjiro pinned Gyutaro down, Daki cried out just like she did in the anime, but with the exception that in the manga she calls him by his name as opposed to calling him brother. And this emphasis on their connection as siblings is therefore better able to be capitalized upon by the anime by having Nezuko do the very same just before. Really and truly, it is the little things that make the difference, and when there are so many little things improved upon, eventually the whole thing is suddenly in a league of its own. The pressure and suspense to be found with the cutting of Gyutaro's neck is also really pressing and dynamic here. And speaking of, just as Daki aimed to come to her brother's aid, the studio's favorite character Zenitsu would make his grand appearance. And how cool is this? Just when Daki felt as though she had this guy figured out,
yo, this part was having me going crazy, bro. He said godlike speed, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. I did not expect this shit right here. And holy shit, his legs look jacked, bro. No cap.
Considering he only knows and uses the first form of thunder breathing. But this time his thunderclap and flash would be taken to godlike speeds. That sleepy time nose bubble is gone. Zenitsu is about that action now, and he looks really cool doing it, despite the fact that he was struggling to finish her off. He was pushing his legs to their utmost limitations as he was only able to do this twice. The first time he had done so to remove himself from the rubble, and the second time he is again struggling to take her out. But regardless, this effort is really impressive as Daki's neck does begin to tear, which just goes to show that the effort of Zenitsu here is a more powerful one than the Hinokami Kagura of Blood Tier Tanjiro that we had seen previously, as he was actually unable to deliver this much damage to Daki. And again, this is Daki at her best as she has had the time to fully heal. And once again, the pressure and suspense is on another level.
That is true.
Once Gyutaro was able to remove the kunai from his leg, he would use his Blood Demon art to alleviate the strain of Tanjiro pressing upon his neck and would follow up with a series of attacks. He was shaking off the poison at this point and was healing. So here, as he is trading blows with Tanjiro, this is him just on the recovery path. This is not on par with how he was previously against Tengen, but he is mounting up to that point gradually. A point of power Tanjiro absolutely was not ready for, as he was about to be pierced from the eye as Tengen would rise again. My goat, the sound Hashira, was not dead and was ready for a fight in his ever so flashy manner. Now, sound breathing is a derivative of the thunder breathing style that Zenitsu uses, and in that we may find several similarities. Tengen is known to be capable of achieving incredible speeds, but is also known to be very quiet in doing so. Similar to that, like how Tanjiro has his incredible sense of smell, so too does Zenitsu, as a user of thunder breathing, have an incredible sense of hearing, and so too does Tengen. However, he uses it in a different manner. He is able to break down the movements of his adversaries into what is essentially a musical score. The way he fights is like a dance. He goes along with the movements of his adversaries as if they are music, and this is something that even Kyojo Rengoku was able to admire about him. His swordsmanship is on another level, and with how wild Gyutaro is, being a demon of such incredible power, he is definitely a harder character to read for Tengen, so it took some time. It took him up until now to really get a hold of the sound of his movements. In the manga, there was a more in-depth explanation, however, this was from a narrative perspective as opposed to Gyutaro recognizing what Tengen meant by saying the word score. Now, personally, I enjoy deeper explanations when it comes to these sorts of things. However, when it comes to flowing in the midst of this combat, it makes a whole lot more sense how the anime decided to do it with Gyutaro recognizing this. And from there, the back and forth between these two characters was unreal. They were really going at it, and I loved every single moment of it. This, honestly, this episode looks better than the Mugen Train movie.
That's what I was
saying,
saying, episode. Bro. That's what I was saying. I was saying, like, bro, I think this is even better than the fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, the movie was crazy. But the episode, that shit was insane. Like, that was better. And I know he noticed this too, and that's why he's saying
It is just a beautiful marvel of animation. Every spectacle possible was done here, and it was just, I can't even fathom the words necessary to explain how good this was. You just had to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
But despite Tengen's understanding of Gyutaro's movements now, there was a difficulty in being able to face him, as again, he did have a severed arm. This is something that he is not used to. He only has one arm available to him. Not only that, but he also does have that poison circulating through his system. He was able to—
it's crazy how he was still able to, bro, low-key keep up with him, you know what I'm saying? Even though he has a severed arm and poison is flowing through his body. So it's like, bro, this shit is crazy, man. Tengen.
stop it momentarily on account of temporarily ceasing the beating of his own heart, which you kind of just have to suspend your disbelief for. But yeah, with his body being pushed to its utmost limitations in this way, just blocking the attacks of the enemy was difficult enough, meaning he would not be able to capitalize and sever the head of the demon. And during this, the chain of his weapon was severed. We didn't see this in the manga, however, that happening is definitely a nerf to his capabilities, because again, he only has one hand available to him. Then from there, he loses an eye. His face is slashed and he loses an eye, but he does not stop. He refuses to stop in his pursuit of the enemy here, and it is a whole lot more gnarly in the anime depiction. Oh my goodness. Tension should only be able to mount up so much, but Demon Slayer does not care. Tanjiro leapt upwards for his attack, but Gyutaro, with only one arm available to him, with only one sickle in hand, was able to pierce it through the jaw of Tanjiro and into his mouth. The poison was now going to set in his system. However, Tanjiro was not done. He refused to stop, just as Tengen had, and would continue. With what little strength he had remaining, he raised his sword high and then slashed it into the neck of Gyutaro. When it wasn't enough, he summoned more, and when that wasn't enough, he summoned more until a change would erupt in Tanjiro.
Bro.
This is Blanco,
His scar
the
grew.
free-to-play multiplayer game where you can unlock, earn, and sell an
The very wretched Scar that Gyutaro once admired would now shift and change. And along with it, a fiery visage would be found in his hair, as well as he carved into the neck of Gyutaro. Much to the demon's surprise, the wellspring of power Tanjiro was now able to summon was different. It was of a different caliber and was very reminiscent in that legendary swordsman that was capable of striking fear into Kibutsuji Muzan himself. Now, something that was not present in the anime adaptation here was the fact that Gyutaro was not able to pull his sickle out of Tanjiro's jaw. Now that is important to me because it is the same sort of thing that happened to Akaza when he faced against Kyojuro Rengoku. He was not able to remove his arm from his abdomen, which emphasizes Tanjiro's power and unwillingness to let Gyutaro get away. As elsewhere, Zenitsu was still struggling to take off Daki's head. However, to aid him would be Inosuke. Inosuke, who was bloodied like crazy. However, he did not suffer a direct hit to the heart, as he is able to contort his body and even shift the position of his internal organs. Again, suspend your disbelief. Not only that, but he grew up in the mountains, so poison isn't so effective against him. And admittedly, I do find that last part to be a bit more shaky, considering Tengen himself was struggling against his poison despite his shinobi background. And
that's true.
Shinobis back in the day had to purposefully ingest poisons into their system in an effort to build that resistance, build that tolerance, and also to have their blood be toxic. But who cares? This is cool. These three would go all out and continue to use every ounce of strength they had remaining to finally do it. They were able to behead the demons simultaneously. And from there, shout out to Tengen's cheerleaders, as one of them, Hinatsuru, would notice something was wrong. At this point, the poison was getting the better of Tanjiro. He was having a very difficult time breathing. He was trying to stop it, but he just couldn't. And as that happened, Tengen would cry out to him to move. He would tell him that the battle wasn't over just yet, but Tanjiro could not hear him. His hearing was gone. As just then, from the severed body of Gyutaro would erupt his final gambit, blood.
Bro, I feel, and I'm sorry to say this, bro, but I feel like Tengen's dead, bro. After this, he's dead, bro. He's fucking dead. That's what I feel, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't read mangas and nothing like that. But I feel like he's dead, bro. I feel like he saved Tanjiro right here and probably moved him out the way or some shit, you know what I'm saying? But Tengen, he might be dead here, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. He might be dead. Shit, man. Like, this is crazy, bro.
A demon arch that would destroy everything. We had a cliffhanger last episode and we got a cliffhanger this episode, and this one had me just like shouting at my screen. I couldn't believe it. How they ended up doing this, how they decided to go about this was just insane. Having this be the credit roll is just insane.
That
like
was
I said,
fire,
this
though.
is the very best episode of Demon Slayer. Nothing else comes close. This one had everything you could have asked for and delivered on a different level for each and everything. I mean, even the extra at the end was very insightful. I don't even believe that we got this information in the manga from any extra pages, if I remember correctly, but here we get to see and learn that Tanjiro inherited his rock-hard head from his mother. That apparently when he and Nezuko were little, she repelled a boar with her forehead alone. Pretty impressive stuff. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode and our subsequent coverage of it. If you did, be sure to subscribe to Plot Armor with notifications on, because when it comes to bringing you some of the best Demon Slayer content on the platform, Plot Armor has you covered. And to prepare for some of the best Western comic content out there, be sure to check our new channel, Plot Armor Comics, out as well. As always, I'm Slice of Otaku. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.
I love you too. Nah, that shit was insane, bro. That shit, that episode takes the cake, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, that has to be the best episode I've seen from any anime, bro. Any. That has to be the best episode I've seen from any anime, bro. It's just, it takes it, bro. 100%. Everything was there. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching this long-ass video. I know it was long as shit, you know what I'm saying? But we had to watch it, bro. It's Plot Armor. His breakdowns are crazy, so yeah. But anyways, y'all, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, make sure to hit that sub button, hit those likes, and turn on noti bell so y'all can get notified whenever I drop a video, man. I love y'all so damn much, man. Thank you guys for everything. Stay positive, stay healthy, and most definitely keep that Shaw mentality, man. I'm out.
Yeah, I said I feel invincible. It's 100 niggas in the spot. I won't keep going. It's 85 just to walk on.